Hi.
I'm so excited to see you. Do you remember the first time we met?
Yeah, it was at the TV. It was TV, right?
Yeah.
And it was right after
The Bachelorette.
Yes.
It was Kelly and Michael Strahan.
Okay. Yeah.
And I remember being like, oh my God, I love her. And then you came in and you're like, oh my God, I love you. And I was like, what? And it was one of my first interactions like after the show where people were like, oh my God, I know who you are. And I was like, but I know who you are.
Oh.
And it was so bizarre.
Oh, sick.
I know.
Because I watched
So long ago.
both seasons
Yeah.
of like your whole,
Yes.
it was
journey,
wild.
if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It was wild. I still look back at it and feel like it was 9 years ago, but also feels like 2 years ago because I'm still so involved in the franchise that I
Yeah.
just like I still see the same faces when for example, at CMA Fest this week, I'm going to be interviewing a couple of people at the Bachelor Activation tent. And it is still the same rotation of producers.
Yeah.
And so when I keep seeing them, I keep being like, do I hate you still? Or like, have I healed? I'm not sure.
Okay, because I feel like all this stuff about reality is kind of coming out. Not
my
that I'm
gosh.
obsessed with reality and everything behind the scenes,
I know.
but I feel like a lot of stuff is coming out where it's like unhealthy.
Well,
Is
all
it
of it
true?
is.
Or
I mean,
it is?
what industry is healthy?
I've yet to see one.
I mean, corporate America, music.
Yeah, working
movies.
sucks, I think.
Yeah, I think working is just unhealthy.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, if anyone takes anything away from this podcast, it's just don't do anything.
Yeah, just like lay there like
Yeah,
that.
just-
sounds like
You can watch and take
Yeah.
in the shitty things that
Yeah.
other people are going through,
Yeah.
but just don't do it. Sounds nice.
I feel like we're already going to be
Wow.
in trouble for this. So
I get in trouble for everything all the time, but it's kind of like I feel like when you have tattoos and piercings, people kind of expect it from you, no?
yeah, it's like no surprise there.
Yeah, I feel like people are just used to it with me. They're like, there goes Kaitlyn again. You just got to commit to the bit, you know?
Yeah.
I'm so excited you're here. You have such an interesting life, career. Don't look at me like you don't know that. It's crazy. You just come from such a interesting family background, and I know you don't want to ever be a Nepo baby. Is that what it's called?
I think so.
Or
Yeah.
Is it Nepo or Nepo baby? Nepo.
I think it's Nepo.
Okay, where people say you just like come into the fame and you don't work hard for it because you work really hard.
I do work really hard.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that like we're starting talking about how we met
Yeah.
almost 10 years ago. And it's kind of been this, like I've been having a lot of these thoughts and conversations recently about like, oh my gosh, wow, Exes was like almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's been a decade.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at myself in the mirror. It's like,
I know.
oh my gosh, what's happening to me?
I know.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I ever really got scooted into the Nepo baby thing.
Yeah. I don't think you did either. I just know that that's like a thing that a lot of people who work really hard for don't
Yeah.
want to be. But I wonder, like, so I used to get really annoyed talking about The Bachelor, which is so dumb because
Yeah.
that's where I came from. That's how people knew me. But I'd be like, but I don't want to. But now I look back and I go, oh, of course we talk about that. Is that something like I, of course, want to know how it was growing up with a model as a mom and Rob Schneider as your dad? Like, did that shape your career or who you are, but the direction you went in life?
I mean, I think when it comes to my dad, it was more of like a deterrent. And so I don't know. We weren't like super close.
Yeah.
When I was like starting out performing, when I got signed,
Yeah.
we really weren't even speaking. And I had been already going. I mean, I was a lot closer with my mom's family
Yeah.
in Ohio. And so I just have always gone by my mom's last name.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyone who's ever met, it's easy to judge anyone. If you just like Google me, the first thing that pops up is like, oh yeah, you know, who my dad is.
Yeah.
And that I was born in California. Nobody knows that I really grew up in Ohio and didn't even move to New York until I was a teenager. So I feel like it's just so unfair. And yeah, of course, there can be any situation in the world and be like, okay, it's so much easier to just look surface level and not think that there could be any layers to anything
Right.
ever. But yeah,
I mean, clearly he's got pipes. You've got
my dad can sing,
Right?
Yeah, he does. He does like the best Elvis I've ever heard.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah,
like he
can
opened for
sing.
Adam
Well,
Sandler. My
he's
producer went.
Filipino, and Filipino people are very, very gifted in the singing realm.
Yes.
And I definitely got like some of my charisma from my dad, but I I got my funny from my mom. My
Really?
mom, yeah, my mom is the funniest person that I've ever met, and we're easy laughers. And I wish I would have gotten some of her height, but that's
Yeah,
okay.
because she is a big time model.
Yeah, she's beautiful still to this day, and she's very tall, and I love her. She's amazing. But
That's
my
awesome.
mom was the one, carrying my guitar and sneaking me into bars and letting me stay out with my friends and taking the guitar home for me. And my mom was always just like telling me to take lessons, and she would drive me everywhere, and she took care of me and always made sure that I had some form of like a creative outlet.
That's cool because it sounds like she still was a parent and also let you be you.
Yeah, well, I mean, my mom, I feel like nobody really, people tried to tell me what to do, but I definitely was not like a studious person.
Yeah, because I heard you got kicked out of a few schools.
Yeah, I got kicked out of almost every school that I went to.
For what?
They labeled me as a bad kid. I don't think that my academic needs or even a lot of like emotional needs were being met, and I was a highly sensitive being, and I just had a lot of feelings. And then I think talking about who my parents are, like I had very polarizing like lives. And my dad, back in like the early 2000s, even in my like very young childhood, my dad was on Saturday Night Live, and seeing that and being on really big movie sets, and then like, a few times a year, if that, and then going home to, like rural Ohio.
Yeah.
There's a big difference there.
What did you prefer?
It's hard because I like wanted and yearned for like my dad, but it was also difficult to be a little girl and have someone who is like such a, he was a really hardworking actor, and that was like before you could get in trouble for like
everything,
anything that you do, breathing, and so I'm trying to like sew up everything very kindly right now. I definitely saw a lot of things in the entertainment industry, all of which can be a lesson, you know?
Yeah, of course.
So I saw things that taught me how not to be, certain things that I wish I would have like paid more attention to, and things that I can understand why now in this society are no-nos, and I think that there are certain wow, we are just like going straight there.
I love
it's crazy.
and I'm like very you're very captivating, so please keep going.
Captivating.
Yes,
Okay, cool.
yes.
I rarely get that. Usually it's like, you're a bitch.
What?
Yeah.
What? No, you're
Oh my
captivating as
gosh,
hell.
yeah.
I'm like mesmerized.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
sick.
No,
Okay,
yeah. Get into it.
Okay.
I love this.
But I do remember thinking, because when I first started like my love for performing, because I grew up very awkward looking, and both of my parents were very active. Obviously, a lot of their like job was based on the way that they looked. And so I was like chubby, awkward, weird. I was a bad kid. I started getting tattoos at like 13 or 14 years
Whoa.
old. Yeah, I mean, I know, also cool. I was cool.
Really cool.
And so I got into like performing arts and like theater, and I loved being on stage, and that's when I really started songwriting around 14 years old.
Which is so crazy. 14 years old. Because you could really go one of two ways there. The fact that you went theater and singer-songwriter and not like down the other route. Like I feel like some people go like into hard drugs and alcohol, and I'm not saying you didn't, but just like
No, I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So how did you maintain both of like songwriting and or is that just like part of being an artist?
No, I mean, I feel like I've just how do I phrase this? I grew up, I felt like I had to be a grown up really early on.
Yeah.
And then, when we moved to New York City, like you're an adult at 13 years old.
Oh, yeah,
You
kick
take
your
the
ass,
bus, you take the subway.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone that like I kind of knew in New York, I feel like celebrities' kids kind of find each other.
Yeah.
And there's this weird common thing like, are you
It's like
hurting
bachelor
too?
people dating bachelor people and hanging out with bachelor people. You do have common ground of like
but it's this weird
it could
thing.
be trauma bond. It could be like going through the same thing. It could be like
It's
nobody
also
else.
your circles.
Well, and
like-
you don't. Some people can't understand what else
Right.
you've been through, and it's nice to have people.
But I think the unfair side, I think it was Dakota Johnson,
Yeah.
who said it. I don't know if that's I'm pretty sure it was this. She said, like, it's not a shocker that performers' children who grow up around performing and God forbid it is passed down to you.
Yeah,
like,
right.
it's not like surprising.
Yeah,
Look at all the families of like doctors or lawyers and like their children
down,
grow
yeah.
up and they want to
Yeah.
emulate what their parents are.
Yeah.
But I just think it's interesting, and I also feel like if someone can find one thing, unfortunately, to take away from any hard work that someone has done, then they'll do it.
Yeah,
Just to
yeah.
discredit. And I don't know. It's weird. I also don't want to put any energy or emphasis, 'cause I don't really talk about this that much, but like, I don't ever want to put energy or emphasis into that negativity. I don't want to
Right.
fuel that. But also, like, I would love to see somebody kind of like come at me and say that, like, I can't, sing loud, that I don't write my own songs, that I haven't put in a ton of time and work into working very hard. I mean, I'm the first woman who has had number ones in 4 different radio formats. And like, I don't need to go down a checklist, but like, also, come on.
Go down the
You know?
checklist. It's badass.
It's
because
cool.
I always say proof is in the pudding. You've put in the
I
work.
love pudding. Yeah.
I love proof.
Yes, I love a receipt. Yeah.
But like the fact that you were starting at 14 years old and then you had a residency in Brooklyn at 16 years old,
Yeah.
like singing nightly, like every night.
It was, I think it was Thursday nights, not a Saturday. They weren't going to give an underage girl a Saturday, but it might have
But
turned into that.
16 years old,
Yeah.
getting some sort of residency as a singer. When you were in Ohio, like you, 2 very different lives when you're
Yeah.
in California and Ohio. Did you know though that you wanted to be a somebody?
No, I
Really?
really, I don't think so. I probably, I don't even know if I can remember what I
Yeah.
wanted to be, because it's just been so, I don't know. And since I became a mom, like, it's like noodles up here.
Oh,
Um,
I'm gonna be a mess. I already have mashed potato brain all the
yeah,
time.
great.
All the
Well,
time.
good luck to you.
I will need it.
I don't think I wanted to. I mean, I saw like a lot of things that were kind of taken from a lot of people that were around my dad, and I
Mhm.
saw the people that really would just come very close to him for terrible reasons. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm very empathic, and I'm a watcher, and I just
You take
would,
it in.
yeah, I would take it in, and I never felt like I was able to like express myself, which is why I found music.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but like, I know that I never ever wanted to be like a famous person, and I never set out to write music for I never thought it was going to be a job, It was
Really?
just the only way that I could like
Get your
put,
feelings out.
yeah, get my feelings out, because I never really had any outlet until I started writing songs when I was,
Did you know, like at a young age, that you were gifted, or was it when you started writing down your feelings and singing that you were like, "Wait, I've got something here"? Like then, like what was the move to New York? Was it to sing?
No, my mom married my stepdad,
Got
and my
it.
stepdad's from New York.
Got
He
it.
was the lead singer in a badass rock and roll band called
Cool.
Bob City in
Cool.
Columbus, Ohio. And they met and fell in love, and we moved to New York so that he could, well, both my parents were working, and we went with them.
Yeah.
And I went to like a fancy private school and got kicked out like a year later, and it was just all downhill from there. But
Or
but
uphill.
it was great.
Yeah.
And he paid his best friend and bandmate to teach me guitar, and that's when
Cool.
I like started playing guitar and writing songs. And I don't know. I remember the first open mic that I went and played, and everybody did one song, and I got up and played, I don't know, probably like an Otis Redding song or something. And
Yeah.
everyone was like, do another one. And I pulled a piece of paper out because I had written a song that day, and I was like, all right, well, I could play this song I wrote today. And everyone was like, great. And I just remember that
Wow.
feeling of like everyone clapping and saying that it was good. And I was like, great. This is nice. They like me.
Yeah.
And I just kept doing it after that.
Wow, that's a
Yeah.
good. I mean, I love the trajectory of your life because I mean, I just can't imagine that I had such a like humble childhood and I'm always fascinated by people who've just like you've lived and seen some shit and got through it and like you're still here making music that people relate to. Like
I hope so.
No, you are. I was blaring
drunk and I don't want to go home. Hell yeah.
Like that song will never get old to me. A lot of your music like hits.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't get old. I can listen to it. Yeah, no, it's I freaking love it. I feel like was it X's and O's that really was your banger that hit it off for you?
Yeah.
Got 2 Grammy nominations.
Yeah.
Were you like, holy shit? That's a big
deal. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's funny to think about that song because I never thought that was going to be the single, and it totally changed my life.
Yeah.
So it's just weird, and the fact that like I got 2 Grammy nominations, my first album, my first like real single that I ever put out, like that's badass,
It's
you know?
so badass. And I love that you can hype yourself up too, because
You have to.
you have
Because sometimes
to.
you're not going to have somebody around to do it for you.
Well, especially
Most times you won't.
I find just from talking to people or knowing people, interviewing people in the music world, how like it's always been so male dominated and sexist, and like I feel like you probably have experienced so much where they're like, you don't fit the mold.
Right. Yeah. And then being a thick bitch on top of that, it's like,
Oh my.
then they're mad at you because they're like, why am I like weirdly into this too? You
Yeah.
know? And then
Oh
they
my
take
gosh.
it out on you. It's like, you can want to me and not have to.
And not have to.
You also don't have to explain it to anybody. I know. My light shines bright. It's weird. I know.
People don't like bright lights if they
don't.
Especially
Blinding.
especially if theirs
Yeah.
isn't able to ever come out.
Yeah.
And it's very intimidating, especially to men who
Yeah.
only use their power for feeling powerful, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say part of me is kind of glad that like I didn't come out like, you know,
Yeah.
looking like this.
Yeah, yeah.
First of all, like this takes a lot of work. Okay? This is not just like happening. But I had to be funny.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think that I was pretty, and I really wasn't to my own standards,
yeah.
you know? And my mom is like so beautiful, and I've always just compared myself to my mother, which
Yeah.
is hard
Yeah.
because she's tried to instill, you know, you have to find beauty within and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, that's nice.
But like you can have that hammered down your throat as much as
Yeah.
you want,
Yeah.
but you have to do certain things to actually believe it. And it's taken me like this long and like actually going through healing processes of traumas and pain that I've gone through and letting go and healing like childhood wounds, all that stuff, to like literally shed things, cutting off my hair. It was like, that's spiritual in a way, you know?
Yes.
And like, I feel like I'm coming into my own, and I truly believe that when like, I've never found myself as more beautiful than after I like worked hard to like lose my baby weight and healing, coming out of postpartum depression and not even knowing that I was in it until I started like going back to therapy and reflecting on it. And that's when I started to like see myself as beautiful, because ultimately, to touch back on like, did you think you were ever going to be famous? Like, no, the only thing I ever really wanted to be was a mom. And I think it's because my like family structure was different and you know, not super normal.
You're the type of person that will break a cycle. You want to break the
I
cycle.
heard that.
Yes.
A psychic was like, your like lesson this lifetime is like you're
Break the
the
cycle.
breaking the
Yeah.
cycle. And it's
Yeah.
like, do I have to? Because it's hard.
Okay, if you're anything like me, you've probably tried all sorts of sleep hacks, noise machines, no snacking before bed, yoga, I don't know, you name it. But if you want to transform your sleep experience instantly, let me tell you about Boll & Branch. Why did I just say that like I was Southern? Their signature hemmed sheets are a total game changer. I recently switched to them, and honestly, it's like sleeping on a little cloud. It's the best sleep hack there is. The moment you touch them, you can feel buttery softness. They're made from 100% organic cotton and use the highest quality thread, which means they're incredibly breathable, perfect for those chilly nights and warmer summer evenings. And what I love the most is how the sheets started off silky soft, and they literally get softer with every wash. They've helped me stay cool and comfortable, and I've noticed a really big difference in my sleep quality. Boll & Branch sheets are loved by millions of sleepers for a reason. Plus, they offer a 30-night worry-free guarantee with free shipping and returns on all U.S. orders. So if you're ready to upgrade your sleep game, sleep better at night with Boll & Branch sheets. Get 15% off plus free shipping on your first set when you use promo code VINE15 at bollandbranch.com. That's Boll & Branch, BOLL
BOLANDBRANCH, bowlandbranch.com, promo code VINE15 for 15% off plus free shipping. Exclusions apply. See sites for details. Okay, small, easy changes in your skincare routine can make a world of a difference, and a lot of people's secret weapon is Dime Beauty. So let me tell you, Dime Beauty is where it's at. They offer clean, high-end skincare that's super affordable, and most importantly, it really works. They definitely didn't compromise on performance just to keep it clean, and what's even better is Dime is 100% transparent about every single ingredient they use, so you can trust that their products are safe and effective for daily use. So if you're anything like me, you want to simplify your skincare routine without sacrificing results, you've got to try their Works collection. So no more struggling to remember the order of a 10-step routine. Who has time for that? The Works collection has everything that you need in one powerful package: a gentle cleanser, a toner, 2 amazing serums, and 2 luxurious moisturizers. And guess what? Dime's sold out retinol alternative, the TBT cream, is finally back in stock. Now imagine all the benefits of retinol without the peeling and redness. Ugh. Dime has over 2 million happy customers, and their product reviews are basically all 5 stars. So if you haven't checked out Dime Beauty yet, what are you waiting for? It's time to love your skin again. Go to dimebeautyco.com to unlock your discount. That's dimebeautyco.com. Dime Beauty, clean, affordable, luxurious skincare.
But I love that you talk about like the healing journey and postpartum and therapy and all of that, because I've done so much of that. And
Yeah.
I always say, like, it doesn't matter if you had a humble childhood and you were your parents were together, and everyone can heal
Yeah.
from childhood beliefs and certain
Totally.
big T traumas and small T traumas that they've been through.
Whoa, someone's been in therapy.
A lot of it. We were just talking about this before you came, actually, about how I went to Hoffman, which is like an inner
Oh my
child.
gosh.
Yes, it's the best thing that
I'm too afraid to like even like look at the website, but I hear it's absolutely like life changing.
It changed my whole life.
Maybe I'm just not ready for it.
I didn't know I wasn't ready for it. I was like, whoa.
Okay.
Like, but it was the best thing I've ever done for myself.
Okay.
But I understand where you're coming from with the healing of loving yourself and feeling more beautiful, because, I mean, your mom was right. The beauty is inside, and it shines on the outside when you feel it in there. It just, I have a sign in my mirror, not anymore because I moved, but it says like, work on the inside and the outside will fall into place. It doesn't matter what you look like on the outside, because you will just radiate light when you are like on your healing journey. And I always make sure that people know it's not like you heal and then you arrive at the destination. You're like, I'm healed now.
Yeah. I'm in a process right now where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm like very uncomfortable,
Yeah.
feeling very raw.
Oh, that is the time for Hoffman.
Really? Okay, great. I mean,
Yes.
honestly, I'm also at the place
Surrender.
where I'm trying to be way less stubborn.
Yeah.
Not like I can do it myself. I'm at this point in my life where I'm ready to just say, help me, tell me what to do, and I'll try it. I'll try it twice. Like, if I fail, I'll try it again.
Do you
I want
think
to
that
get
came
up.
from being a mom? So, like, when did you, was this 2 years ago that your son was born?
My son is, he turns 3 at the end of summer. So September 1st is his birthday, and he'll be 3 years old. I think that the last year of my life has just been a lot. And like becoming a mom, and then my family dynamic changing, and trying to just be the best person that I can, and still up royally.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
not even on the grand scale that like people know about. I all the time, and I'm still
We all do.
human, but at the same time, I have never been as present right now. And so, not to say that like I'm grateful for things that have happened in my life, but at the same time, I'm ready to shed. I'm ready to let go of it. I don't want to carry this shit for the rest of my life. So I'm feeling so I can be healing, and I don't
Can
want
I
to carry it.
please babysit your son while you go to Hoffman?
Yeah, sure. Please.
You are so ready.
Really?
You don't even think you are.
Okay.
Everything you just said, I'm like, you will thrive there, and you will come out of that, and you will just continue to just evolve as a human being.
Is it like, how long is it?
It's 6 days, and the
6
first 2 days, you're like, uh-oh, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And then day 3, you're like, I don't ever want to leave this place. And on day 4, you're just like, I don't even know. It's shedding, big time shedding.
Great.
And then day 5, you're like, I don't want it to be over. And it goes by really fast. The first 2 days, not so much.
Okay.
And but one of my favorite things about Hoffman now is that I get letters from people that have went now, because I talk about it on my podcast all the time.
They should sponsor you.
I know. I'm like, can I come back and do it again? Because
Do people do that more than once?
You can't. There's like other programs you can do after. There's like a graduate program and like all the stuff. But it's a safe space too. Like I had I had some pretty big profile names in my group, and you're all just in it together, and nobody's judging anyone, and we all realize that we're just human beings trying to be our best at the end of the day, who've been through different shit in our lives. And I just, everything you're saying, I'm like, I'm not going to push you because they tell you not to police people to Hoffman.
No, but I mean, it's
pusher,
definitely stuck with me because anyone that I've heard be like, you should go.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything. Now I get it. Okay, if you're not supposed to push, like, I'm not saying you need this, but like, bitch, you should go.
Everyone needs it. Everyone needs it. It's just, I love that you see the benefits of the journey.
Well, I'm deeper into my actual, like, hopefully, like, metamorphosis of this lifetime, this go around.
Yeah.
Like, the Band-Aid's ripped off.
Yeah.
I'm not healed yet. I'm just, like, opening.
Yeah, but that's
so gross, but, like,
no, that's
you get it, right?
That's a great place to be. May I ask how old you are?
Yes, I'm just kidding. I'm 34. I don't have a complex. I'm 34.
Oh my God. Oh, I'm so excited for you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'm 38.
Okay.
And I'm literally just like, I feel like I'm in, like, even though I did Hoffman, I've done all this therapy and I'm still like figuring out so much shit. But the way I handle things now, or the way I think to myself, the way I talk to myself, the way everything, like, even I'm actually in quite a dark space right now.
Oh.
But I know.
Okay, me too. It's fine.
But see, but you know that it's okay and that you're like, I've done this before and I'll do it again probably.
Yeah.
And every single year of my 30s, I've just gotten more wise, to be honest, and like owning my truth, figuring out who I am. And every year, something bigger and greater happens for me that aligns with my whole purpose.
Beautiful. I always say you have to make room in your life for greatness.
Yes.
And sometimes, I'm learning now, making room in your life can be very, very painful.
Yes.
Because I've had this, like, gigantic, massive hole that I have filled with love, with food, with drugs and alcohol, with more relationships.
Yeah.
And for the first time ever, I'm not going around like this, trying to just like scoop things in. I'm kind of like this and seeing, like, how do I feel?
Yeah.
And then, like, I don't know how many therapists I have on speed dial. Like, just sit in it, see what emotions come up. I'm like, what the f is wrong with you? Like, sounds like anger. Okay, right. She's mad about something.
Yeah.
But now I cry and like this is dark. I was going through some heartbreak that I had just pushed deep down. And when it started to kind of creep up, I hit a bird on the way home of a good day.
Oh.
And like, I'm very into like spiritual signs and everything. And like, this is like very, I don't know, people are probably going to make fun of me for doing this, but I pulled over and I went and I picked up the bird. And I drive a classic truck, and so I know that it was like, and I went and I picked up the bird, and I had like really happy like soul music playing, like Oogum Boogum by Brentwood. And this, like I was having the nicest day. It was the day I cut my hair.
Of course it
Holy
was.
shit.
Of course
and
it was.
And I pick up the bird, and this girl comes running out of her house and goes, "What happened?" And I said, "I hit a bird." And she was like, "What are you going to do with it?" I said, "I don't know what to do with it." At this point, I'm crying. And she was like, "Why don't you put it in the grass?" I said, "I can't. I'm going to take it home." And she said, "I'm sorry for your loss," and went back in her house and shut the door. And I took it in the truck.
Oh my God.
Drove home. Crying like this. I posted a picture of it. Yeah. I think I took a selfie with it. It's so dark. This is so grim. Took it home, went and I put it in a plant, and I said, maybe it's just stunned. 2 days later, I walk out, and the situation and my feelings about whatever I was going through, like, hadn't been getting any better. And was like, bitch, if this is not a sign from the universe that, like, that chapter is closed, like, bury the bird. So on a rainy day, I cried all day, went to Home Depot, got a butterfly bush. She's like, Googled, like, what's the spiritual meaning of a butterfly bush? It's like, new beginnings. Like, okay, I get it. Buried the bird in the yard, played the saddest music, cried loudly in my front yard. And I'm great
That
with that.
might be my favorite story anyone's ever told on this podcast, and I've been doing this for 7 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy shit, that is a literal sign from the universe.
Yeah.
Like, did you name it?
No.
Okay.
We can. We can.
I feel like it's Boogum.
Boogum! Oh, Boogum! Yeah. I'm going to call that bush the Boogum bush.
There you go.
That's great.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That is amazing. You also said something that triggered my brain when you said it, my situation. And then I went, I just interviewed the situation from Jersey Shore.
How's he doing?
He's great.
Okay.
9 years sober.
Wow.
And he said the comeback is always greater than the setback. So when you f- up, when something bad happens, when you bury things, emotions or birds, whatever you are doing, the comeback from that is always greater than the setback.
Okay, summer's here, and you know what that means. More time in the sun, at the pool, soaking up those rays. But while you're having all the fun, we sometimes forget what all that sun salt SPF can do to our hair. And that is why, actually for many reasons, why I've been turning to Nutrafol to keep my hair strong and healthy. I've been taking it for a few years now, and obviously the results have been amazing. Otherwise, I would have quit a long time ago. So I noticed less shedding pretty quickly, and my hair just feels thicker, stronger overall. It's such a confidence boost, especially when I'm on camera or out and about. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement, and it's tailored to your specific needs, whether you're dealing with postpartum changes, menopause, or just the wear and tear of everyday life. It's packed with drug-free, physician-formulated ingredients that targets the root causes of thinning like stress and hormones, and the best part is you can see real results in just 3 to 6 months. So if you're ready to get results that you can run your fingers through, Nutrafol has a special offer for the Vinos. Get $10 off your first month's subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter promo code VINE. That's NUTRAFOL.com, promo code VINE. Okay, if you know me, you know how much I love being comfortable, but I also want to look cute while doing it. So that's why I'm obsessed with the Skims Soft Lounge collection. It is seriously so cute. I used to settle for whatever was cozy enough to get through the day, but with Skims, I get the best of both worlds, comfort and style. My absolute favorite has to be the Soft Lounge sleep set. So the first time I put it on, blown away by how soft and luxurious it felt against my skin. It's actually my go-to for nighttime cuddles on the couch after a long day. I took it with me the whole month I was gone. I'm not kidding when I say it's like being wrapped in a cloud, and it sucks to take them off in the morning. So whether I'm chilling at home or even running around for quick errands, the Soft Lounge pieces make me feel like I'm put together, but without trying to hard, you know? If you haven't tried Skims yet, at least try the Soft Lounge pieces because you really do need this in your life. So run, don't walk to skims.com and shop the Soft Lounge collection. Now available in sizes XXS to 4X. If you haven't yet, be sure to let them know I sent you. So after you place your order, select Off the Vine in the survey and select My Show in the drop-down menu that follows.
After everything that happened in January, I went to like a different type of like therapeutic program because I was very sad and nobody really knows what I was going through behind closed doors. And I just took that as like, A, if it wasn't this, it's going to be something else. And B, I had to heal and deal and go through things. And someone said to me, I think you might find a silver lining or something good that comes out of your experience with that. Yeah. And I'm like, I haven't found it yet, mother. But I feel like I'm a different person. I'm still like incredibly anxious constantly, but I was before. Yeah. So at least I'm like a little bit more conscientious of it. And like the clearing. Yeah, I'm consistent. Yeah. The clearing of my life is like talking about like making rooms, like, you didn't text me, like, keep your chin up, bitch. Like, you're cut. You know?
Well, so if people don't know, you swore on the Grand Ole Opry stage.
It was more than that. I mean,
you had some cocktails, you swore.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
But in real life, that might be like so part of like a show, but at the Opry, is it like sacred there or something? Like, were
you're not supposed to do that if you're a woman. Oh. I mean, you're not supposed to do that at all.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Well, see, I kind of like, I love that it cleared some space for you. You got a new kind of therapy out of it. You got I heard that you like hand wrote apologies to people. You learned a lot from it. You feel bad. But on the other side, I was like, but why? Because part of me wants to be like, no, that's who you are. And but on the other hand, if it did some really incredible things for your healing journey, then I'm glad that it happened, you know?
I mean, honestly, I find more silver linings in it than not. Good. And ultimately, like, I couldn't go on living my life or even staying in the situation that I had been going through. And like, I couldn't continue to be existing in that high level of pain that I was going through at the time.
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't know. I feel like Dolly Parton, you know, she just delivered me this, like, opportunity for growth. And, like, she loves butterflies, doesn't she? So, like, talk about metamorphosis. And I don't know. I get this a lot. It's like, well, what's a big deal? And for me, like, if I just reacted or if I just, like, spoke about it then, it wouldn't have been from a place of, like, I'm not healed, but, like, I waited to talk about everything until I had better footing.
Yeah.
Because I was not okay, you know? And I'm still not okay. Like, I'm a psychopath, but you know, you get it. But like, I also am coming out as like a new person. Yeah. And, you know, I'm still very much me. If anything, I'm much more me now than I even have been in the last 20 years.
That's why I'm excited for you
to go to Hoffman.
.com. I am sponsored by them. Just kidding. That's why I'm excited, because it's like, if look at the growth you've done over a certain amount of years, just from like
January 20th. I'm just kidding.
No, but for real, how, you know, and just think of where you'll be 5 years, and even just like how you'll show up for your son, just because you are open to getting.
I hope so.
Yes, no, you are.
I mean, if anything, you know,
and you're teaching him to be human.
I want him to be human, because right now he does this cat thing, and it's like super. It's like really, it freaks people out in airports and stuff. But
I love
like I don't want my son to grow up, and I've, you know, again, on like the Nepo stuff, like I am a singer and I'm raising a son, and, you know, God forbid he wants to be a performer. Yeah. But obviously, like, I want to nurture anything. He's very funny. Yeah. He's obviously like super drawn to music. Yeah. And I don't care what he wants to do. And I'll just tell him, be the best that you can be and always try your hardest. Yep. And I'm sure that he'll be mortified at things I do, just like I feel about my family. And I don't know. I want to be a good mom over anything, over everything.
Well, you can tell, because you can just tell that you're passionate about your, like, doing things, that you are getting rid of things you've done in the past to numb yourself or get through it. You're actually sitting in it now, and that alone is making you be a better mom.
This is like therapy.
I'm sorry.
No, good. Okay. But in like a hype you up kind of way. Okay. I'm just going to start calling you for my hype up.
Okay, we all know that life can get a little crazy, especially when you're juggling a million things at once. Who isn't these days? Whether it's keeping track of podcast guests, making sure the dogs are getting their walks, making sure to remember to eat lunch. Sometimes I forget. I'm always looking for ways to simplify. The mental load of podcasting and planning is real, but this year I found the perfect solution. So enter the Skylight Calendar. I am so excited to try this out. I've been on the hunt for something I could leave in my kitchen right by the little coffee maker so I can see my entire day while I'm sipping my morning brew. Skylight Calendar is super easy to set up, and it syncs seamlessly with my Google Calendars. So all of my podcast interviews, editing sessions, and yes, those much needed coffee breaks, all there in one place. It even has a chore chart feature, which I love because it helps me keep track of everything that needs to be done around the house. And you better believe that I'll be adding some emojis to make it a bit more fun. Plus, when it's not showing in my schedule, it turns into a digital picture frame, which is perfect for showcasing my favorite little moments with the pups. And for my listeners, Skylight has a special offer. You can get $40 off your Skylight calendar by going to skylightcal.com/vine. That's SKYLIGHTCAL.com/vine. Trust me, this is a game changer for keeping your life and your sanity on track.
I also want to talk about your new song.
Yeah, Baby Daddy's Weekend.
Weekend.
Co-parenting. Woo!
I co-parent dogs, and I can't imagine doing it with a little human.
I'll send you my parenting plan.
But it's a very fun, catchy song.
Thank you.
Again, I'm sure that was a heartbreak that you turned into something. Tell me the story behind it.
I think that when it comes to this song, for like Baby Daddy's Weekend, I don't know if there's enough celebration of modern families and the differences of that. And my son's father is wonderful. He's great. And he's one of the funniest, nicest people ever. And we both grew up once we had our kid. Yeah. And we're still actively trying to do it. Yep. And I think that this, you know, when he hands off the kid, I'm like, hey, I hope you have fun this weekend. Hey, you know who deserves it? You. And he'll tell me the same thing, like, good luck, have fun. You know, hey, let me know how it goes. You know, and
not me
it's
wanting
great.
you guys to get back together.
What'd you say?
I want you guys to get back together.
Excuse me, I gotta go. No, he's like, I'd rather.
Oh.
I'm holding out hope.
I am too. Wait, that sounds like a really healthy thing.
I mean, I'm sure we're both just faking it, but
Hey,
we definitely.
that's,
I mean,
in a way, that's healthy too.
yeah. I mean, look at my confidence. You think this is real? No.
You should make up like a TikTok dance to your song and have it go
Baby Daddy's
viral in
Weekend?
that way. Yeah.
I'm a terrible dancer, but like, if you come up with like
I'll
some
come up with
ideas,
something.
let
I'll
me
send
know.
it to you.
Okay.
I love the idea of making a TikTok dance go viral, and so I'm like, we should use your song.
Should we like hire a dancer or someone to do that?
Me.
Okay, great, amazing.
I
Should
want
we do it
Dancing
in
with
front
the
of the
Stars.
bush?
I can do it. We'll do it in front of the bush. We'll let butterflies be released.
Yes.
Oh my God, it'll
I
be a
like
whole
that.
thing.
I like that.
Hopefully it'll rain and we'll just cry and dance in the rain
Amazing.
with butterflies.
If not, my son is like obsessed with the hose. We'll get some
Oh
of those
my-
butterfly boxes where like they're released or something.
Everyone's gonna look at this on TikTok and be like, "That is too much effort for this to go viral." But they will watch it.
They'll watch it.
They'll watch it.
Okay, great.
Yes. Oh my God.
Good. I hope somebody watches a nice video of me as opposed
It'll
to
be
another one.
this.
Great.
Oh my gosh, when
Oh.
we put on clips for this podcast, my community, I like to think, are so supportive. Like everyone is
Good.
so kind and so supportive, and I feel like they have totally been with me through, oh my God, 2 failed engagements. An opportunity for the real love.
Right.
Just ups and downs. Lessons, if you will. And always been so loyal and like supportive. So I feel like
Yeah, but you put that out there. I mean, I remember before I like barged into your dressing room. I'm obsessed with you that morning because I was watching and you're so engaging and I
Wow.
watched your whole journey. And now it's so cool that like, you know, we're here like
I love
after
a full circle moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, and 10
Yeah.
in the kind of spiritual realm is like, it's not the end, but you're reaching this point of starting over again at 1. And ultimately 1 plus 0, I'm about to like really get into like
Numerology.
is actually just a 1. So it's a new beginning. And so it's really interesting. Oh my gosh, are we gonna cry? Oh my gosh, no, she's got a photo shoot. It's cool. So it's nice to like even look back on like whether it's the beginning of this year or like just like one big hug of the last 10 years, be like, wow, that brought me here. That brought me here. And I think I'm ready to take a step into the next chapter.
This is so fascinating to me, and then I will wrap this up because I could talk to you all day. But that's so fascinating because something came over me the other day in the sauna, and I started doing a Instagram reel about the butterfly effect of the last 10 years for me, and I do truly feel like I'm in this phase where I'm like ready for something that's like motherhood or like something like really different I'm craving, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this butterfly effect to now, and that makes so much sense that it's coming up on 10 years.
It's beautiful.
Holy shit balls.
That's wonderful.
I
And
hope
that's
I hit a
also-
bird on the way home.
You know, oh my gosh! Please don't hit birds. Please don't hit birds. I'll find them.
But I hope I just tap them like a love tap and be like, oh, there's a little sign, and then it flies away.
That can also 100% happen.
Yeah.
I do save a lot of birds. I put them in a box in the garage, and then they wake up on their own time. That's why this one was just I don't know. I'm pescatarian. I don't like eat animals, but mostly because they just fly into my windows and I can't bear to do it.
You and I are very different in that way.
Okay.
Oh, not that I
You're
love
just, like,
animals.
Carnivorous?
No. I actually was vegan for a while just because of my love for animals.
Yeah.
But I have an absolute fear of birds, and I feel like it's a hatred, but it's more because I'm scared.
Okay.
I'm scared
I got
of them.
attacked by a parrot when I was little, so I used to think that I know.
That's attacked by a parrot?
Well, I love animals, so I must have just like moved this like neighbor lady who had a big parrot. I wanted that parrot on my arm, and I was definitely like the Elvira, like a
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
my
yeah.
son has that in him, like
Yeah.
he'll pop a kitten's head.
Yeah, because you think it's so cute.
Yeah, it's just so cute.
Yeah.
I'm gonna love you.
I do that to my dogs.
And the parrot just like bit me and was like slapping me in the face with his wings.
Oh, that is. I will have nightmares about that. My
Yeah.
whole body just started sweating thinking about flapping in the face.
Yeah.
Oh
I had a friend in high school who was afraid of birds, and she moved into a place, and the bedroom that her mom made her move into, all the wallpaper was birds.
No.
I was like, I don't know.
That's a no for me, dog. Nope, not for me. Oh my gosh, I could take up all of your time. Thank you so much for taking the time for me today. This was a lovely conversation.
Yeah, thank you for helping me laugh about things. I feel like there's these little markers, and we should just heal and be friends.
Gemini cancers.
Listen.
We'll bond over a hibiscus tea.
Oh, cute.
But not birds.
Not birds, not birds.
I'm Kaitlyn Bristowe. I'll see you next Tuesday.
See you next